Hello, my people. Once again, we are back. We are back for the last session for tonight. We are here with our psychologist as per promise. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for your love. We truly appreciate Ginger the Voice that you actually keep on coming back, and you keep on coming back. Hello, people. Hello. Good afternoon. Actually, good evening. It's almost bedtime for some people. It's 8:05 on my side. Thank you so much for coming through. Truly appreciate this. Welcome, my people. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again. This is an exciting session we've all been waiting for since the morning, but technology was not on our side. But we thank God that He came through for us. So tonight we are hosting our last session for the Women's Summit, Watintum Fazi, Watintum Bogodo. That's where we are as women. We are saying, Womanda, come through, ladies and gentlemen. Come through. This is worth your while, worth you listening to it. It will help you. We love relationships. We love marriage. We love being with someone, companionship. It's not that men don't love it, but I mean, I guess we vocalize and express it more than they do. So this session is actually for women and men. You're all welcome. You need to hear this for yourselves, for your relationship, for your marriage. You need to hear this. There's great news that are going to be shared tonight by our psychologist. She's been in this game for a very long time, so it's worth your time. It's worth your data. Come through, my people. If you are already here, please do let me know, and if you can hear me, let me know so that we can continue and not waste much of your time. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Umandla, I see you there. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your love. Ginger the Voice is so excited to have you. We will not waste your time because it is at night, but we're so grateful that you are here. And this is just for you, to enlighten you, to encourage you in your relationship and in your marriage, to keep it going. And those who are still aspiring to go to that level of being in a relationship, these nuggets are just for you. So tonight we have Dr. Selepe. If you do remember in our past summit that we had in June, she was part of the panel that was speaking, and we learned a great deal from her. She spoke just a little bit about whole brain profiling, and we realized that people want more of it because relationships are not the easiest things, you know, and yet we love relationships. We want to be in relationships. We want a companion. We need a companion at a certain age of our lives, but how do we take care of it? She's going to be telling us a lot of things today on how and what whole brain profiling is all about and how we can take care of our relationships. Okay, I just want to read her bio quickly so that you know that I bring you good people, qualitative people who know what they're talking about, experts, so that you can grow, so that you can have hope for tomorrow and live a better life. That's what Ginger the Voice wants to do to you. Okay, so our doctor here, she's a clinical psychologist and a whole brain practitioner. And she has an interest, obviously, in couples and marital counseling and African psychology. So she is a doctor. We call her Dr. Selepe or Dr. Mandi, if you like. But she prefers being called Aus, although she's gone to school and earned the PhD. So listen and you know, drink your tea. Call your partner if you've got a partner. Tell your friends, tell your sisters who are married, and spread the word that Ginger the Voice is hosting a clinical psychologist who is going to empower you tonight. Doc, we are so grateful to have you. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you for even sacrificing your time. I know we were scheduled for earlier on this morning, but you have been so great, and Ginger the Voice is so excited to have you again. Please speak your heart, speak what you know. Tell us, what is this whole brain profiling system? Why is it so important? And we just want to hear more of this. Over to you, Doc.
Thank you very much, Ginger. And I appreciate you for inviting me. And today we are going to talk about brain profiling. I'm having my slides here that I would like to share with you so that we can go through this together. Okay. Okay. Is it, can you all see the slides from your side?
I can see them on my side. Maybe the viewers can just say yes so that we can see if they are actually, if they can actually see.
Okay. Like Ginger has mentioned that I'm also a whole brain practitioner. Brain profiling actually is a process where we assess people's thinking preferences. Our understanding is that we do things differently, but we do that because we are influenced by our thinking preferences. So what is happening is that I personally prefer it for everything, not only for couples, but even for parenting. It can be used even for teaching and learning. It can be used in so many areas, okay? So if you want the training, you can go for the training. It's open for everyone, okay? It's a 3 days course and more of building the portfolios for your clients and the people that you'll be seeing. So what I'm going to start with our presentation, and I will not bore you with the biology, but I'll just in one slide take you through the understanding of the hemispheres of the brain. Okay, actually that's where Needling has decided to develop some tools so that we can assess these hemispheres and understand why people are behaving in particular ways. Okay, so the brain is divided into 2 hemispheres. We have 2 hemispheres of the brain. We have the left, we have the right. And for some of you know that the left hemisphere actually controls the right side of your body, and is dominant for speech, is quite good in terms of issues related to speech, analytical and logical thoughts. Whereas on the other hand, we have the right hemisphere of your brain, which controls the left side of your body, and it excels at visualizing holistic and unstructured tasks. So I'm not going to get into details into this, but there is this man here. He is called Cobus Needling. Cobus Needling has developed a test or a kind of a battery of tests there that normally assess different things. And in this regard, he is assessing the tests different. For instance, you can use the test for rugby, for sports, if you want to check the thinking preferences of sportsmen, if you want to see the thinking preferences of planners, if you want, just like that, even in the corporate world. But in this regard, I'm going to explain to you when you come for counseling, especially I prefer it for premarital counseling. The reason being that I believe that it's good that you get to know the person that you are going to get married to. And one other thing that I must emphasize is that we are not using it alone. So when I come to a conclusion, I would have looked at various things, but this one is going to be also a supporting test from my observation and other tests. So premarital counseling for those who are intending to get married is quite important. Okay, so we are going to start with, okay, this one I have explained. He in his test, when we assess, normally your results will be in this fashion, but it will go, I'm going to show you the the final results at the end. So this is just, I'm going to take you through so that you understand the 8 dimensions, okay? So you are going to follow that red dot. I think you can see it. We are going to divide this into 2. This is the right brain, and this side is going to be your left brain. Okay, and then on this 2, I'm going to divide it into 4. So we are going to have quadrants. That's number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we are going to start with number 1 here. This section, we are going to label it as L1 because it's a top left brain, okay? And the bottom one, we are going to label it as the bottom, the L2, which is the bottom left brain. And then we will have the top right brain and the bottom right brain, okay? So I'm going to talk about the realist. Who are these people, okay? Okay. All right, the realist, generally these people are quite simple, but then they prefer, when you are with them, they prefer you to explain things for them. If it's in the corporate world and you have employed this person, okay, you will need to orientate this person and take this person through every step of what the person is going to do in your organization. If it's a child at school, you have to explain everything. So they get overwhelmed when you don't explain things for them. So whatever activity they're going to be engaged in, they would like to be taken through it, okay? And in terms of parenting, most of the parents prefer these kids because they are quite focused, and most of them, they are performers, high performers. They like clear goals, and when they have those clear goals, they are going to make sure that they are going to achieve. If it's at school, these are kids that you will find them, they will get 98%, but they'll still go to the teacher and say, no, teacher, you have robbed me. I need my 2%, and they'll search for it. So, by the way, when I'm explaining this, I'm going to start from the general view. Thereafter, I'll come to your partners, okay? What do they do in the relationship? So when I'm explaining this, bear in mind that towards the end, we are going to explain what are they doing, this kind of people in the relationship. Okay, so remember, we are still in the top left brainer. So we have the analyst there. So the analyst, when you are with these people, they kind of like, you're not going to gossip around them because they like facts. They only believe things that they have searched them, they have assessed them, and they know that this is the actual truth. So they would want evidence. And in most cases here, that's where we have lawyers, that's where we have scientists, because they like probing, examining, and scrutinizing things before they could take them or believe them. And then for them, if you are presenting something, maybe it's a decision that needs to be taken, they prioritize things. For instance, this is not if you are having a friend like this and you are intending, or you are asking him or her to accompany you to the shop, this is a kind of a person who say, no, I'm still studying, I have to do this, I was supposed to do this, and I'm not gonna miss it. So most of the parents, they prefer kids within the top left because these kids are quite focused, and in most cases, like I said, they perform in school. They are quite competitive, so performance for them is key, is power, okay? You will see Then we go to the bottom right brain. Okay, this is the bottom right brain. Under it, we have the stalwart preservers. So these ones, they're also disciplined, just like the top right brainers, they are disciplined. But they like to do things in a particular way. They like structure, okay? They don't like to change things over and over again. They respect tradition. This is a kind of a person, if perhaps is your boss, this is a kind of a person, if you come with ideas, they will always refer you to the policies, the regulations, because that's how they want things to be done and they believe in that. And if it's in a working environment, we will not be surprised to have this kind of a person being in a company for 40 years, in the same position, doing the same thing over and over again. But the good thing about them is that they are quite reliable, okay? And they are loyal and they are trustworthy. Okay, then we go to the other one, which is still at the bottom, is the bottom left brainer. These ones are organizers. That's where we see most administrators, even the accountants. They're here because they're quite detailed and diligent, and they are organized. So. In a home environment, I have a sister who's here. She's an organizer. In her wardrobe, you find that their t-shirts are there, the trousers are there, the dresses are there. With someone who is a right brainer, they'll just put everything anywhere. But with this one, they are kind of organized. If it's in the office, this is the kind of a person whose table will be clean, and you will be asking yourself, what is he doing? Seemingly is not doing anything. You find that it's only a laptop and the book or the document that he's working with, okay? So parents still prefer the kids in the left brain because they don't give them headache, because kids, when they are organized, the parents don't have to be after them every time. But then because they work very nicely with timetables if they're students, if they go to shop, perhaps if it's a woman, this is a man or a woman who will follow. If you have that shopping list, they will follow it. But I'll show you the other ones who are not good in issues around timetable, following timetables. Okay. So if you are at the university or you are a student and you haven't gone to class and you ask for notes, this is a kind of a person you can approach because their notes are quite detailed. So you will be able to understand even the content that was discussed in class because their notes are quite detailed. All right, now let's go to the right brainer. Then we are now on this other part. This is the right brain, okay? So at the bottom, we have the L2. Remember this, the bottom right brainer. We have the empathizers. Empathizers, I'm also an empathizer. These are people who actually likes to reach out, they are sensitive, they care for other people, they can go an extra mile for helping the next person, they are quite supportive. But they would like to work with one person at a time, unlike these ones, unlike the socializer. The socializer, that aunt at home or that uncle of yours, I have them in my family. If the person is not at the wedding is boring. Everybody will be talking. If Uncle Bob was here, if Uncle John was here, or Aunt Rosie, everything was going to be nice, And in terms of kids, if it's in class, for teachers, I prefer that your lesson should also include these ones because they like working in groups. And in terms of study methods, these are the ones who are kind of doing well in class if they have been grouped, because the time they are discussing, they can be able, when they're writing tests or exam, to remember that, okay, I still remember we were discussing this in a group. So they can use association in that way. Okay, so but then they're quite entertaining, especially the socializers, and they socialize very well with other people because they, I can say, they interact with people, and but then with so many people. This is a kind of a person, when you go to town with them, everybody will be greeting them. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. And so then we'll be going to the strategies. This one are the top right brainers, okay? So the top right brainers actually, they think big and they think out of the box, very creative. But then the sad thing about them, they're not organized. And actually they prefer an environment, they work very nicely in an environment that for some people might be seen as very chaotic. Like, have you seen somebody else's office? You get in there, there are just papers all over. But then if you say to them, can I please have this document, circular 354? He will just pick it up without a problem. They know where is it. So if you, perhaps you also have a child, my child is here, her room, when even if she cleans her room, starting from morning up until evening, you still think that there has been a tornado in that room. So you have to also, in terms of parenting, understand your kids. Most of the parents, they compare these kids with the L ones. Remember, the L ones, the left brainers are organized, and they will always compare these ones with these ones, and not even knowing that it does an emotional harm on this one. Okay, so but then in the workspace, or generally, these are people who are high risk takers. If it's in the corporate world, they're not organized. Like I said before, if you have, they have to give a report, they will not like to write it. If they write it, it's just a small paragraph, or they just give you a verbal report on the corridor. Okay. And because they are quite creative, they would like to bring new things, whether it's at home, new ideas to be implemented. But then they get frustrated sometimes, because if they are saving under the stalwart preserver, this one will continue to say, remind him that, remember, there are policies that we have to follow, there are procedures. These ones, they just want things to be done there and there. And the problem with them, they have a problem with time management. These are kind, if it's your boyfriend, of which I'm still coming, or maybe it's your girlfriend, you will set an appointment with them for 12 o'clock. Maybe you're going to have lunch. So just arrive there by 12 o'clock. They'll just arrive by 1 o'clock if the appointment was for 12 o'clock. And the sad thing is that when they arrive, they don't even feel guilty. They'll just, have you ordered? Guys, have you ordered? Is everything okay? You know? So that's a challenge with them. So if it was, let's say, if I was the boss to this one, you only have to, when you position them in an environment that will require them to get out of the office and come back, They're doing so well in marketing, because in marketing, they'll go out and come back. But then they don't do well if they are office-based, because they get bored very easily. Okay, so we have the Imagineers, as they are also like the other ones that we're just talking about just now, the strategists. These ones actually as well, they get bored very easily. They like daydreaming, but then they have They're also creative, eh? And like I said, they are just the same as the strategies. They think out of the box as well. They like visualizing. That's where we have most of the artists here. They're quite creative, these ones. They have those weird ideas that people would think, really, will this happen? But if they're focused, they can bring it to life, and it will be a very beautiful idea. Okay, and now let us go to the relationships. Now that we have an idea, what kind of people do we have? Remember, like I said, we have the right brainers, we have the left brainers. Okay, so we have the top, you still remember we have the top right brainer, we have the bottom right brainer, bottom right brainer, these are people's people, bottom right, top right brainers, those are people who are creative but really not organized. There we have those ones who are strict, left brainers who are strict and more focused on performance, they are more focused, logical, rational. And then we have at the bottom, we have organizers. Okay, bear that in your mind. Let's say now you're about to get married to this guy, or you're about to get married to this lady, you are happy, and then we are going to assess you. Remember, with the realists, okay, when they get into a relationship, they want to know where the relationship is going. They want to know after how long are we going to get married? Are we going to be here for 2 years? If you're not clear in terms of your goals in this relationship, you frustrate them, you confuse them. And that's when now we get people who are saying, no, they are insecure. No, I can't deal with her insecurities, because every time she will ask you, where is this relationship going? Because they want to set their minds very clear and behave appropriately, that, okay, it's fine, I will be relaxed. This guy is going to marry me after 10 years. Okay, so if you have this kind of a person, you should know that they would want clear goals. And then, but then they will also like to prove love in concrete ways. The realist, if you are married to a husband who is a realist, this is a kind of a guy who will buy things for you. This is a kind of a guy, but things tangible things. They express their love by giving you tangible things. But they will not give you flowers, hey? Because remember, reasoning, they'll just say, no, why should I buy a flower for you? Because the flower, this will wilt, tomorrow it will die. They don't mind buying you a Ferrari. They don't mind building a mansion for you, but they will not tell you, I love you. So you have to decide. That is why it's quite important for you to know yourself. What is it that you want? There are people who say, even if you are a rich man, I'm an emotional person, I'm a bottom right brainer, I need somebody who will listen to my emotions. Because this one, actually, they're emotionally cold. They might not tell you that you're beautiful. They might not tell you that I love you, but they will build that house, a huge house for you. So it's how they express. So women sometimes become so confused because we are like, okay, I love this man, even men as well. They'll say, okay, I love this person, but she doesn't show me. Remember, we said they have priorities. When it comes to performance is quite key. And the challenge is that you might be in the same house where you feel you are not loved, whereas that house is his own way of showing you how much he loves you. That's why sometimes women will say, okay, but he didn't tell me that he loves me. And the man will respond by saying, but then I married you. That's an indication that I chose you out of the multitude, you see. So if you are married to this guy, you should know what to expect. Okay. Then we have analysts. These ones are also emotional cold. So actually the left brainers are the emotionally cold. They need financial security, and that's why I said, because financial security is very important. These are kind of men or women who you'll see them working very hard so that they can provide, so that they can show and express their love in tangible things. Okay. And then when you are with them, these are kind of men or women, when you speak to them, they prefer logic, you know. When you talk to them, you just don't talk everything out of the blue without even thinking, what is this all about, you know? And when it comes to sex, if you have sex with this kind of a person, it's kind of a mission. It's a business, but we'll come to that later. And some their spouse might think that, you know what, I'm confused. I don't know what to do, because, you know, when I'm with this person, they're quite critical of my behavior, because they'll check, please don't do this, do this, do this, do. So you end up kind of feeling that you're going to lose your identity when you are around them. Okay. Where am I? My slides are no longer moving. Okay. Then we have the preservers. These ones, actually, they prefer to be in stable relationship. These are kind of guys or women who not hop around searching. Once they get the person, they stay there. They are quite reliable. Remember, we said they are reliable, and loyalty to them is very, very important. Okay. And these are kind of people, even if perhaps you get divorced, for instance, you'll still see them wearing that ring, you know, because for them, like I said, they treasure loyalties. Like, even if we're divorced, I still have you in spirit, blah, blah, blah. So, well, they are very good lovers. But then when it comes to certain things, they do things in a particular way. Let's say you are in a relationship with this person. When it comes to issues around sex, they'll always want sex to be in the bedroom. You know, change for them is a challenge. Remember, like I was giving an example of the boss who is always sticking to policies and regulations. The same with this one. The understanding is that sex needs to be respected. Sex needs to be in the bedroom. When you are in the bedroom with this guy, same style. When you come with a new style, is something else, you know. So that's where sometimes they will have friction. So these are the things that needs to be explained to you guys. And if it means that you work on them early into your relationship or before your marriage. Okay. So, and then we have strategies. Strategies, you remember, they're on the top right brainers. They're top right brainers. These ones are just all over. They're not organized. And sometimes they might have a challenge with their spouses, because their spouses might feel that this one is neglecting me. They might even have so many projects out there, and projects which are not even completed. They might start something and not finish, start something, not finish. They're just all over. You know, so the wife or maybe the husband will complain that this lady is always busy, is not having time for me, because they're just all over. More so that they would like to experiment with things. But then the good part about them, these are kind of, because they like experimenting, when it comes to sex, they are likely to bring new styles in the bedrooms, do sex somewhere, maybe not in the house. Yeah, just like that. Okay, then we have Imagineer as well. Just like the strategists, they will spice up their relationship, everything, they spice it up. But then, like I said, with the strategists, they might forget important things such as birthdays, you know. And if he has forgotten your birthday and you are you are a stalwart preserver, because those ones, these things, they matters to them. So this one, the stalwart preserver might feel offended or not loved because this one is like it's not taking him or her serious. Okay. And then we have the socializer at the bottom right brainer. This one as well, the good thing about them, because these are people's people, right? The good thing about them is like they express, you know, they are able to express their emotions. These are type of guys, when you are dating them, when you go to the mall, they will hold your hands, they will tickle you, they will kiss you. When they love, they will touch you. Touching is important. But the challenge when you have this kind of relationship, this kind of a spouse, most of their partners, they complain about friends. They're likely now, because they are socializers, they're likely to bring the friends in the relationship, and the friends might take your time as a partner. So that's where you're likely to have conflicts. But actually, they're passionate and enthusiastic lovers. Okay. And then we have empathizers. These ones are quite sensitive, but the good thing about them is that they can look after their partners and they can kind of read the emotions of their partners. If you are having a relationship with this guy or this woman, they will ask you, what is it with you? It seems you are not feeling well. They can quickly pick up the emotions and the mood there. But the thing is that they are very, very sensitive. And in terms of spending time, they prefer to spend time with their partners in their own space. They can watch TV together. They can go to the park. But with these socializers, these ones, they'll say, honey, hey, Mtwak, let us go to the party. Dear, we're there, man, hama mazala, let's go. They grab their beers or whatever they are going. Okay. So when we have assessed you, the report normally will be like this. Remember, we said we are actually, when we are profiling, we are actually assessing the dominant thinking preferences. So you can see with this one, I'll just say, or she or he she's more the dominant brainer. We have this one, the bottom right brainer, and we also have the left one. There is no way you can totally not have anything. So we are all over here, but the only thing is that we check which one is dominant. So with this one already, if you are married to this person, you know that it's the emotional intelligence is gonna be good, and again, they are organized, they're orderly, they like things to be done in a particular method, and they're going to be reliable. But when you are with them, there's a little bit of creativity, there's a little bit perhaps of being impulsive, because those are traits that you're going to find with people who are here. And as well, there might be kind of logic and other things that I have mentioned here. But then the clearer picture that you're going to have is this one. So when they have profiled you, the results are going to be like this, okay? So you will have, can you see that there's a separation, for instance, here, although it's quite lower when it's compared to this one. And then we're still gonna analyze here that, okay, is a strategist, this one. So we are going to go back and check with the strategists, what do they do? What kind of a person is he? Then we are going to explain to you, okay? So with the Imagineer, they can be a little bit creative, but not much. The only thing when you get married to this one, already we know that you are going to get somebody who is an empathizer and is also a socializer. So these ones are equal because it's 50-50, the results are here. And then again, we are going to explain to you that when you marry this person, the chance is that he is going to be organized, is an organized person. So check that so that you shouldn't fight. Perhaps you are this one, because these ones are kind of chaotic. So when you marry this one, so you have to come to an agreement. How do you pack your wardrobe? How do you do things in the house so that there shouldn't be too much conflict? Okay. Remember, when you do the brain profiling, the aim is to understand the next person, understand their behavior, so that you can be able to embrace them the way they are. Okay. Even your children as well, you will be able, if this is for your child, then you will know that this one is an empathizer. Sometimes he's going to come back home without a pencil. You ask him, where's your pencil? I have given it to George. You see, because George was not having a pencil. So they can go an extra mile for the next person, can even deny themselves the good things and give to others. Okay. But if it's your child, then you know that, okay, when it comes to organizing, you're going to find the room clean. Okay, so this is how we interpret it. The results normally are generated. You write, it's electronic. So immediately when you finish writing it, it's generated at the needling company, and then it's sent to you, the tester. And then you sit down with the client, then you explain to the client that, look, you see this one, he's an analyst. Okay, so when you are with him, make sure that when you talk, you don't talk those gossips. If they do come, it should not be dominant, because you're likely to ruin the communication there. Because for them, when you are for them, you need to be logic. Okay, so if you are here, perhaps you are here, this one is quite big, then we make sure that you meet each other halfway, because we don't want to change anybody. The mistake that we do as couples is that, okay, he was like this before we get married. I thought he will change. No. You don't have to change somebody. You will change if he wants to change. Okay. The other one, you see now, this one, the other results could be like this, and you find that it's not organized. Why? You see, it's not organized, sorry. It's not organized because it's a top right brainer. Surely this part is gonna be very low, okay. And if this one is high, surely this is gonna be very low, because these ones are warm emotionally, but these ones are very cold emotionally. Right, so this is the end of my presentation. I would wish that we can talk and discuss about this. Thank you very much, Ginger.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I can't read people. I don't know what's wrong with my Facebook at the moment. I cannot read people's, what you call this? Can you just bring me back? Please bring me back. I've given you the rights. Yeah, please bring me back. Thank you. Okay. Right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. I am not sure. She's just trying to bring me back at the moment so that I can be able to read if there are any questions. But I think this is so informative. And if anyone wants to be in a relationship and eventually get married, going for clinical psychological assistance is not a waste of time. I hope that you have had your spouse to watch as well, which is your males, because they are more not really keen to okay, they are not really keen to visit the psychologist. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching. This is what we had for you for today. Thank you, Dr. Selepe. Maybe you can just tell people where they can find you, just in case they want to contact you. Are you on Facebook, any social media platform that you're on, or any public number? Don't give out your cell number, please. Any public number that you have, maybe a landline where they can get hold of you and gain more knowledge on this, and maybe make an appointment with you.
Okay, I am in Polokwane currently, but if you are around Polokwane, please notify Ginger, and then she will contact me. And then for those who would like to go for training, Ginger, I will also give you the number so that they can also be qualified whole brain practitioner, because you can be a practitioner, like in your case, like you see in business, how to run your business, and in the corporate space, you want it. I will refer you to where you'll get the training. It will enhance your professional development. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. We truly appreciate your time as Ginger the Voice. My name is Ginger, and I'm the owner and the founder of Ginger the Voice. We are a communications company, and we seek to give hope, courage, enlightenment, that is information sharing, through having talk shows, singing, preaching, and also speaking. So tune in. We have our Wednesday talk shows every Wednesday here on Facebook, and I'm also on YouTube and Instagram. Please do follow me on Ginger the Voice _lifestyle. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the summit. Womanza, Viva to us women. We are women of influence. We got the power to change our surroundings, to change our relationships and marriages, to change our workspace, to change our lives for the better. All the best and good luck, and God bless you, South Africa. Much love.